Hey dreamers, this is Jechta Plays, and today we're going to continue the famous Shishi Odoshi water fountain, Japanese water fountain. Like if you have seen the other video, if you have not seen the other video, then check that one out, of course. If you want to see the first progress of this one, check my Twitch account and search for I'm not really sure which one it is, but search for like I think it's 25, 26 VOD. You can watch back. It's in the name, so you can really see that really quickly. If you want to see the very first steps of this one, I live streamed this progress, and I did that. I did like 2 days of stream dedicating on this creation. At least like the one where like the thing drops, that's was like the most yeah, I'm not saying the most complicated part, but like on stream it was like it took some time. And the rest I did like in the other video, so if you have already seen that, you know which one it is. If you have not seen that, like and you want to see like how I did the rest of the bamboo, you can watch the video and see how I made this one. Now, I said in the last video that I was not really a fan of like still how the bamboo looks, like on the left side. So it still looks that it's brand new and not really being used much and stuff like that. So what I'm going to do in this video is I'm going to make it a little bit darker and I'm going to paint a little bit more over it. Maybe yeah, like that feels more alive and it feels more like fits in the environment as well. So that's what I'm going to do. And enough about talking. I don't want to put like a long intro this time. So yeah, let's dive in. So we're going to edit mode, and the asset is still 3%. So I'm very happy about that outcome. I'm very happy about that. So there are a few things that I really want to do. I think that like the bottom is still not in the color that I like. So, so we're going to make like it a little bit darker here, and I want to do it like in overall a little bit. So we're going to paint before I'm going to do this. I really want to just have it in a safe version, so I'm going to save a version, put it on private, and select save. So I can always go back if I do not really like something that I did. So I can always go back to a previous save. So if you want to do something like that, just save it online so you have like a backup for yourself. Okay, now we can go on and paint. Basically like make the whole painting a little bit darker. Because like this bamboo is like it's old, right? It's not like new. Like people didn't bought this one recently. This is like it's been there for like for a long time. So I'm just going to paint a little bit over it. Like so. And I think that's like it's already matching a little bit better with the overall color. So I think that's what you can also like tweak. You can also tweak still here if you want to get like a certain result. Like we can always like do this, of course. But I think I was already in the right color range, so I don't have to do that. But if you're making something like this and you want to like tweak a little bit with the colors, that's all up to you, of course. And I'm doing that like in the whole sculpt basically. So like this here. There we go. I think that is fine. And I think that already fixed a lot of like what we had before. So it's like it's a little bit darker now. So it doesn't really have like that like it's like looks too new, anything like that. So it already looks like, yeah, it already looks a lot better than we had before. I think maybe I'm going to do the top a little bit darker still. Like I think that this one's still a little bit too bright in my taste. So I'm going to make this darker, and we're going to do that here as well, so it matches more. And also, it's something that I forgot to do, I see. make this darker so it matched the thing where it's connecting. I forgot to do this in the last stream, so now I'm going to do that this stream. It's not a stream, but I mean in this video. All right, and maybe I want to have this a little bit darker. It's just like playing a little bit around with like this, like coloring things and stuff like that. And I think I kind of like this way better than we had before. Yeah, this seems fine to me. Let me see if I can still. But what I can do is that like one of my presets is this one here. See if that is maybe better. I don't know. Just doing it really quickly to see if that's something that I want to achieve. No, not really. That's not really what I want to achieve. This a little bit, like more. Go for this. It's just like trial and error sometimes. Like sometimes you're just like, yeah, look, what is the best approach? On getting something like things that you like. I don't like this already. So what I'm doing is it's just like I am like maybe softening it a little bit, but it is just because I want to make it more believable. That's basically what I'm doing. I think that we have it. So let me go into. I think that this is something I can go for. I can maybe go still like darker, like maybe some parts maybe a little bit darker still. I don't know. Like it's sometimes like it's really difficult, like not really difficult, but like it's sometimes you need to know. You need to know, of course, when to stop. That's that's also a thing, by the way. You need also to know when you need to stop doing this. But I think that overall, I kind of want to have it darkened up. Maybe we have to use the yeah, I think that this is maybe better. I can always use the other technique again for the stripes. But I think this is like the thing is with like painting, you don't always want to go for like too much, right? You don't want to overdo things. I really want to do the corners a little bit better. Like darkening them a little bit better, I mean. So I'm just going to do this. Bring that on side as well. So it really fits more in the sculpt. Like this. Like now it really fits more. And we have to do the same, of course, with the rest. Checking real quick if my settings were still okay. This is a little bit tricky because like I am afraid that I'm at a point that I'm going to do it, that I'm overdoing it. That's something I'm really afraid of. This is better, I think, in my opinion. But like, yeah, it's just like, yeah, I think this is way better. Let me see how it looks in normal lighting. When you not have any lighting going on. I think maybe because like, yeah, I was afraid of this. So what I can try to do is still, but now it loses a little bit of like the quality now, of the texturing. Like, of course, with certain lightnings you have it still, but like, I think I'm still wanna go a little bit like having some light parts here and there, and I think I'm going to do that with the technique that we did earlier in the other videos. So I'm going for this one here. And make it as small as possible, with a hole inside, and bring it very close to each other. Make sure that its opacity is as low as possible, and I'm just going to paint over again and be a little bit more visible. If I do not like the outcome, then I can always go back to the other save that we had before. Made before. It's so fun to paint in dreams. I really love painting in dreams. I know I said it so many times, but it's so fun. Okay, so basically what it is just like bringing the structure a little bit back into the bamboo, because we kind of lost that effect. And I can maybe A little bit to the sides. Looks better, I think. Check that with the lightning on. Did I overdo it? I think I did overdo it a little bit. It's not that bad. Like I can like assume. I think we can like. Change the overall. But yeah, I think I overdid it a little bit. So let me see if we can fix this. And if it's like, if there's like too much of changes going on, I can always go back. So it's not a big of a deal. See how this looks. I mean, it's not that bad, but I think that I overdid it a little bit with darker parts and like I really do not want to overdo it. Maybe maybe make the stripes a little bit like on the base color again. I mean, that can work. That definitely can work. So with that I mean like this one here. Okay, I don't really know why it's so... Is that because like... Okay, what I can try to do is maybe match it a little bit with this one here. And then make it darker. It's just like me figuring out a little bit, like, approaching wise. I think I'm going back to my previous save because I don't really like this at the moment. Okay, let's go out. I don't like this. So what I can try to do is get this a little bit closer. Oh, get this a little bit closer to the other outcome that we have. And I think that what we need to do is just paint a little bit over it darker, the parts that I think that needs to be like darker. Going for this one here. Opacity as low as possible. Try not to paint too long over it. I think that this one is still the closest one to the rest of the sculpt. Maybe I don't want to darken this part so much. This part I don't like. Have it so dark there. Okay, I think that is yeah, that is fine. See it without the lightning though. Yeah, that's totally fine. I think I will go for this. Okay. So that's done. And now all we need to do is make the pond. So let's go for that. I kind of like start a new scope, but I think I'm going to do this in this one particular environment. So I'm not going to make single sculpts for this sculpt. All right. So we need like a little bit of like petals or like more like rocks. So not really sure what I'm going for first. Then I need to like I always go for hard blend for this type of that always gets like really rocky, and you don't have to do much. Like you're pretty much like done pretty fast. All right, that's already about it. And we can put a little bit more. I'm trying to do it like in all directions so we can like use only one and then like turn it over, flip it over. I think I kind of like this shape. Okay, so paint. That's the next step. I think I'm going to do a manually looking paint. So I'm going for a little bit of like blue on the blue side, but then very gray. Just maybe. So blend is up, opacity a little bit lower. And then we can like say Can basically like use the same technique that we did earlier on the bamboo. I think that would also work for this stone. I'm not sure. I've never done that, so we can like see if we can get the same result a little bit. And then we need save this one and then a little bit lighter. Opacity as low as possible. Going to paint over it. I can like change the colors a little bit as well while doing this. I'm going to use Surface Now for this. Make my life a little bit easier. Trying to make a pedal, sort of. Let me flip this one over. That's what I thought. I was already afraid of this. Okay, so we have to switch real quick to the other side and then I already had a feeling that we forgot the bottom. Okay, now we can go back to the wet shape. Make a hole inside. Make it very small. Stretch it out a little bit. Stretch it in. Go. And then this one here. There are probably other techniques for this, but yeah, I don't know. Kind of like this. We can go a little bit for like darker. Get a little bit of like depth in the stone. What you also can do is, if you really want to make like it more realistic, you can also go for like smear effect. I'm not really sure if I'm going to do this on this one, to be completely honest. Alright, so let's see if we can change it a little bit. Like, going to make the stone a little bit wet as well, so it's going to reflect a little bit. And I would say leave it to the metal side for 10%. Darken. And we can also tweak it in here if we would like to do that. Not sure if I... But... And it still looks a little bit like too clean, so like it's like too smooth. So what you can do, of course, is lower the resolution, or we can also go for, let's see, what can we also do? Maybe a different structure. We can go for maybe another style. What is a nice way for rocks? Fists. More hatching. Stroke them a little bit with. I'm not really sure if I would go for this though. It's or if I will do something like this. Having it looks like a little bit rough. Maybe 45. Better, I think. Right. I can maybe try to do smear technique. We can try to do that. Okay, I think we go for donuts. Just to give a little bit like bump effect. I'm not always that like fan of this technique though. Like it doesn't always work. I don't want to like do too much because like I don't want to like make it scope too heavy to load in. Very, very careful for this. Other side. See if I will go with the flow with this one, because I don't know yet. Let me see how this going to turn out if we place multiple of them. I think that like that looks so weird. I think what I'm going to do a little bit is this a little bit as well. I mean, like we can use this for maybe around the pawn, but not really for building something of this one, because like that looks really weird if I do that. But maybe something around it, like the pawn itself. That's one I've made out of stone as well. Um, I'm not sure yet. It's I'm not so sure of this one, but maybe we need to loosen the things up a little bit more, or change the sculpts. I think that like okay, let me do one more, and let me do another technique. So let me do spare, right? And then we're going for the harder parts. Maybe this is better for achieve this. Server snap. I have made a few rocks before, but I'm never really like, yeah. I don't think that hard blend would do the trick now. Maybe too much. Just trying to see what kind of rock I want to go for. That like is laying down on the side of the. Like, or we can like, maybe we can, I can use the pedal maybe for when he is like reaching. Like here, for example, we can maybe do that, like here. And then like having this type of rocks like circling around. I think maybe I'll go for that. And this one we're going to lower the quality so it fits better in the. The first I want to have the structure a little bit. And I do it on all sides as well. So we can turn the sculpt in different positions, so we have a little bit of variations in the. Okay, it still looks very weird at the moment, but all we need to do is cutting, basically. Cutting, and also, what I want to do is, like I said, lower this a little bit, so we're also lowering the graphics. It's 4% at the moment. Yeah, I don't think I can lower much of it. And so what I'm going to do now, I'm just going to cut everything. And basically like this to make it a little bit more smoother and hard corners at the same time. Switch a little bit between the hard cuttings. So it got a little bit now, like, the edges are now like a lot of like smoother. This is basically how I do mostly of my rocks. This is how I do them. But I know that there are so many different ways to get like this effect. Like if you know like an effect that you're like, hey, Jechta, you can maybe do this a little bit better, then yeah, you can always let me know, or not. Don't have to, of course. Don't always have to tell the secrets of techniques. But like, yeah, this is something that I mostly do my rock design. Like so. And I think that would fit better in like... Okay, we still have not done the on this side, I see. This one looks still really weird. Make sure that everything, all angles, needs to look as good as possible. So we can like reuse this asset a few times on different. I think I will go for this one. To be fair, I will leave the puddle for just in the water itself, so we can like do that. That's totally fine. But I think for the, around the puddle, I want to kind of like use this type of box. Okay, let's give it the color. So we're going for this. And then we're going for, which one was it? Minor parts. And I do want to use the same technique that we did with the wedge. Hole in the middle. And stretch it out a little bit, stretch it in. And opacity as low as possible. Oh. I'm pressing buttons. And bring the structure on the stone. That's basically what we're doing. I'm doing it without server snap. Maybe you already noticed that. But that gives me a little bit more variation in the stripes of the... So that's why I'm doing that. Right. Now we need to change a few settings. Darker a little bit. 45%. Maybe 10% metal. Too much though. Right, and I think we are done, and then we can like shape the pawn. Maybe the I think the reflection is a little bit too much. I think 50%. I'm not really sure like how big the pawn's going to be. I don't want to make it too big. You have to see how everything works out. See, I kind of forgot one side. This. I really feel stupid that way. Why did I not saw that? Like there's like one side that doesn't look that well, and that's this one here. So I kind of want to fix that. Like this, and then wedge technique. What? Maybe we go darker. I didn't really like that. So yeah, sometimes like you have to like see what like it's working best, and I'm curious if like if the still feels so sterile. Like it still feels like plastic instead of actually like I can try to do this, but that only works if you're closer to the object, so that's not really very helpful. There's another thing that I can maybe try to do. And I'm going for the donut technique then again for that. And now I do need service snap. No, this one's fine. Twist this. So we can like create a little bit more ribbling effect on the stone. Like you can do it in the settings of like, but that only works if you're getting closer to the object. So I think this is better. So we don't really have like get close to the object to get the same result of try not to paint too long. But now it gets a little bit of like a bumpy effective feeling. Still like maybe it's a lot of like trial and error for me creating this. Need to, of course, do it on all sides. Let me get something. I'm only not sure with the reflection still. Maybe go for 70 with this one. And maybe the closer, the ones that are in the water, like you can like always do. Like, to make them more wet, basically. So if they're like closer to the water, you can do that. Okay, let's see how this is going to turn out. I don't know with what kind of shape we're going for, but I'm first doing a little bit of like a mock-up, basically just like having a little bit of like like a shape that I think that like okay that this is like really nice to go for. And I think the water itself we're going for um, like with what is called like flex, basically. I can do it with text gadgets, but I don't think I want to have text gadgets in one of my assets. At least not with this one. But yeah, I'm just first going to shape the pond. It's going to be a little one, so it's not going to be any fancy or like a big one. It's just like a very subtle one, and we can put maybe a light in there, like have it a little bit bigger, maybe here or something. So like that the water is like here. Go a little bit to the side, maybe. I don't want it that's completely in the round form. I'm curious how it looks with the lighting. This is how it will look like with the lighting that I'm probably going to use for the. It's maybe way too a bit nuts on this one here. So like once we have like this set up, I'm going to place a tutorial light maybe, and then maybe in building, not in this one because this is an asset, but in the dream I will do that. So I'm going to place lights around it, and that's it. Like I'm not going to make it too fancy, simply because I don't have the time for it. In the backside a little bit like higher rocks would be cool. Something like this. I think maybe we can. That's fine. I think it really depends on where it stops. So this is just like me shaping a little bit of like the pond size that I think that is like of course need to go higher, but this is just like the shape that I'm forming right now. Like, okay, what kind of shape do I want to go for it? Maybe let's put a paint one in here, just to see like what the water level is. So if we put that. So pretend that this is going to be the water. Start off. Alright, so now we know how high do we need to go with the rocks and everything. And then slowly we're getting a little bit of like and maybe want to change the design a little bit of around the pond, like how the rocks are like walking. Maybe more in like I don't know, maybe more like this. Oh, more rounder. I don't want to make it too big. It really needs to be as subtle as possible. But I kind of like already the like how we have it so far. I think that this is pretty much like how to go for this. Something like this. Give a little bit an idea like how it's going to look. It's very like low water, like it's like like there's not going to be like fish that can swim in here. That's not really what it's like meant for. So it's going very low. Like they always like are like that. Like there's like maybe 1 centimeter of water in it. It's just for the show things. But this is kind of how it's going to be. And I see I'm already an hour in this video, so I think I'm going to stop on this part here. And then in the hopefully in the next video, I will finally finish the Shishi Odoshi fountain. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. Sorry that it's like it's an hour as well. Like it's only 2 hours in total now, but yeah, it's probably going to be like 3 hours, maybe even more. Thank you so much for watching, and see you next time. And don't forget to dream, everybody. Bye bye.